Parole evidence rule. Section 10. Evidence of a written agreement. When the terms of an agreement have been reduced to writing, it is considered as containing all terms agreed upon, and there can be, as between the parties and their successors, in interest, no evidence such terms other than the contents of written agreement. However, the party may present evidence to modify, explain, or add to the terms of the written agreement if he or she puts in issue in verified pleading A. An instinct ambiguity, mistake, imperfection of the written agreement. B. Failure of written agreement to express the true intent and agreement of the parties thereto. And C. The validity of written agreement, or D. The existence of other terms agreed by the parties or their successors in interest after the execution of a written agreement. And the term agree will include wills. And 4. Interpretation of documents. Section 11. Interpretation of writing according to its legal meaning. The language of a writing is to be interpreted according to the legal meaning it bears in the place of execution unless the parties intended otherwise. And Section 12. Instrument construed so as to give the effect to all provision in the construction of an instrument where there are several provision or particular such construction is, if possible, to be adapted as well give effect to all. Section 13. Interpretation according to intention of general particular to provision in the construction of an instrument, and the intention of the parties is to be pursued, and when the general and particular provision are inconsistent, and the latter is paramount to the former, so a particular intent will control a general one that is inconsistent with it. And Section 14. Interpretation according to circumstance. For a proper construction of an instrument, the circumstance under which it was made, including the situation or subject thereof and the parties to it, may be shown so that the judge may be pleased in the position of those whose language he or she interpret. And Section 15. The peculiar signification of terms. The terms of a writing are presumed to have been used in their primary and general acceptation, but evidence is admissible to show that they have a local, technical, or otherwise peculiar signification and were so used and understood in the particular instance, in which case the agreement must be construed accordingly. And Section 16. Written words control printed. When an instrument consists partly of written words and partly of a printed form, and the two are inconsistent, and the former controls the latter. Section 17. Expert and interpreters to be used in explaining a certain writings when the characters which is an instrument of written are difficult to be deciphered, or the language is not understood by the court. And the evidence of the person skilled deciphering of the character or who understand the language is admissible to declare the characters or the meaning of the language. And Section 18. Of two construction which preferred when the terms of an agreement have been intended in different sense by by the different parties to it. That sense is to prevail against either party in which he or she suppose the other understood it. And when different construction or provision are otherwise equally proper, that is to be taken which is the most favorable to the party in whose favor the provision was made. And section 19, construction in favor of the natural right. When an instrument is equally susceptible of two interpretation, one in a favor of natural rights and other against it, the former is to be adopted. And section 20, interpretation according to the usage. An instrument may be construed according to the usage in order to determine its true character. And data sa testimonial evidence, qualification of witness. Section 21, witnesses. Their qualification: all person who can perceive and perceiving can make known to their perception to others may be witness. Religious, political belief, interest in the outcome of the case or conviction of the crime, unless otherwise provided by the law, shall not be ground for disqualification. And section 21, disqualification by reason of mental incapacity or immaturity. Delete. And section 22, testimony, confinement to the personal knowledge. A witness can testify only to those facts which he or she known his personal knowledge, that is, which are derived from his or her own perception. And section 23, disqualification by reason of marriage. During their marriage, the husband or wife cannot testify against the other without the consent of the affected spouse, and except in a civil case by one against other, or in a criminal case for a crime committed by one against other, or the latter's direct descendant or ascendant. And section 24, disqualification by the reason of privileged communication. The following cannot testify as the matters learned in confidence of the following: A, the husband or a wife or the wife during after the marriage cannot be examined without the consent of the other as to any communication received confidence by one from other during the marriage, except in a civil case by one against the other, or in a criminal case for crime committed by one against the other, or the latter's direct descendant or ascendant. And B, an attorney or a person reasonably believed that by the client to be licensed to engage in a practice of the law cannot, without the consent of the client, be examined as to any communication made by the client to him or her, or his or her advice given thereon in the course of or with a view to professional employment. Nor can an attorney's secretary, stenographer, or clerk, or other person assisting the attorney to be examined without the consent of the client of his or her employer concerning any fact, the knowledge which he has been acquired in such capacity, except in the following case: and furtherance of the crime or fraud, if the service or advice of the lawyer were sought or obtained to enable or aid anyone to commit or a plan to commit what the client knew or reasonably should known to be a crime or fraud. And two, claimants through the same deceased client as to communication relevant to an issue between the parties, or claim through the same deceased client, regardless whether the claims are by state or intestate by inter vivos transaction. And third, breach of duty by the lawyer or client as to communication relevant to an issue is of a breach of duty by the lawyer of his her client or by client of his or her lawyer. And 4, document attested by the lawyer as to communication relevant to an issue concerning to attested document to which the lawyer is attesting the witness. Or 5, the joint client as to communication relevant to matters of the common interest between the two or more client if the communication was made by any of them to a lawyer retained and consulted in the common when offered an action between any of the client unless they have expressly agreed. And C, physician, psychotherapist, or person reasonably believe that the patient to be authorized practice medicine, psychotherapy cannot in a civil case without the consent of the patient to be examined as to any confidential communication made for the purpose of diagnosis or treatment of the patient physical, mental, or emotional condition, including alcohol or drug addiction, between the patient of his or her physician or psychotherapist. This privilege also applies to the person, including the members of the patent's family who haven't participated in the diagnosis or treatment of the patient under the direction of the physician or psychotherapist.